What's up, guys? Classic Metal here. It's been a minute. Whose fault is that? It's mine. I've been meaning to do this video for a little bit, several videos for a little bit, but you guys know how it is. Sometimes I'm in the mood to record, and sometimes I'm not. I wanted to go on and knock this video out for this order. It's been sitting here for a little bit. A pretty sizable pickup here from Paragon Records. Go figure. You guys know I love Paragon Records. A ton of underground material on there at prices that you're not going to get anywhere else. You know, if you follow my Instagram and everything, you guys know that I've been in this just kind of death metal, death grind. That's just where my heart has been as of late, and this order is going to be no different. Ton of death metal in this. There's some blackened death metal, brutal death metal, old school death metal. I mean, there's a little bit, all kinds of underground, international death metal. I'm gonna show you guys here today. I'm not gonna list up each one of these in the description because that would take forever. I will link up the Paragon Records website and store. That way you can kind of look through, see what you want. Most of these were $5. They have a ton of underground albums on there for $5 a pop, so you cannot find it cheaper. If you do, then consider yourself lucky. Another little disclaimer on this. There's nothing just brand new that I'm going to show you guys. Most of this stuff is either came out in 2022 or prior. This is an order that I really took my time on, kind of scoured the website front and back. I know I was on there at least a good couple hours making this particular order. I had a day when I just wasn't feeling well and I had nothing better to do, and I just took my time, went through and found stuff that I missed, stuff that I didn't pick up when it came out, so this was a chance for me to go back and grab it now. And then there's some stuff that was new to me that I found during my time going through the site. So I'm going to quit rambling and just get into showing you guys what I picked up. First band, this is a band that I actually found through an order, a blind buy that I did through Paragon Records sometime in the past. It's been probably a year or two now since I first discovered this band. This is a band out of Chile called Graverd or Grave Red. I'm not really sure. I've always pronounced it as Graverd, but as I was looking at the way their name is spelled out, I guess you could say Grave Red. Not sure. This is their 2016 EP entitled Coffins, Graves, and Tombs. Just filthy, old school Chilean death metal. I don't know how else to describe it to you guys. Killer stuff. I found them through their 2018 EP. That one was entitled Non. As I was saying, I picked that up on Paragon quite some time ago, but the intro to that EP is what kind of grabbed my attention, and then I ended up listening through that entire EP, and I was like, I really like this, going to pick it up. Didn't know that this one was on the Paragon site. As I was doing my kind of search through and look through the entirety of the web store, saw this one on there, so I was like, you know what, that's coming with me, and now I'm glad to have that one in the collection. Next up, this is a split. This is actually going to be the first that I own of either one of these bands. I was vaguely familiar with the one out of Chicago that's on this split. Both bands have the same name. They're both Denter, and it's entitled Alliance of Death is the name of the split here. Looks like I'm going to be fighting a glare for a little bit. I'm not sure when this particular split came out. It can't be just too terribly long ago, because I remember Pest Productions putting this out, and I remember the bands kind of bantering back and forth a little bit because they had the same name, making little jokes and stuff back and forth. One of the bands is out of Peru, and the other is out of Chicago, as I stated earlier. Pretty good. It says Denter North America and Denter South America is the way they're kind of distinguished here on the actual split. The one out of Chicago I have enjoyed for some time. The one from Peru is pretty good as well. But after spending a little bit of time listening through both bands, I would say that my favorite of the two is Denter. See what I did there? Next up, we have another band out of Chile. This is some death-thrash. This is Putrid Coffin. I've been meaning to pick this one up for the past couple of Paragon Records orders that I've done, and it always kind of gets booted and replaced with something else in the cart. So I made a point to grab this one and put it in the cart first when I made this order. This one is entitled Desecrated Tombs. This is their 2019, I think, EP. Pretty solid slab of thrashy death metal. Definitely has that kind of fiery feel, that South American flair going on within this particular release. I'm not sure what that is on the. That is not a penis. Okay, I just opened it up and saw that case, and that artwork from the way it was looking in the reflection there looked like a penis. I'm glad that it's not. There's a little thing on the inside here that says, "When the dead devour the living flesh." That sounds right up my alley as far as stuff that I've been listening to as of late. Glad to have this one in the collection. Glad to knock it off the list, especially since it's been in that Paragon Records shopping cart for over and over and taken out and put it back in. I was like, you know what? It's coming with me this time. Next up, we have some Death Grind and Gore Grind. We've got Pharmacist. You guys know Pharmacist, Gore Grind out of Japan. And then we have Oozing, Death Grind. I think they're out of Phoenix, Arizona. Could be wrong on that. This was my introduction to Oozing. I've checked them out a little bit prior to this. I know I like Pharmacist. Very late on the game getting to Pharmacist, but everything that I've heard from them so far is just sick, nasty, filthy stuff. And I'm sure just from the looks of this split, it's going to be the exact same thing. So, I mean, look at that. That's nasty. So, looking forward to spending some time with that. Also picked up another copy, I don't know why, of their newest, Pharmacist's newest full length. It came out in 2022. It's titled Flourishing Extremities on Unspoiled Mental Grounds. Yeah, let's say that a few times fast. Actually, I got this originally in Metalhead box. I still have that copy. Don't know why I picked up an extra one. Just tend to do that sometimes for VCLTs, and who knows. But it was in there. It was $5, so I was like, you know what? At some point, someone I know I will know somebody that will like this, and I could send that their way. Next up, we have Morbid Stench, kind of doomy death metal. This is entitled Doom and Putrefaction. This is an international project. I know at least one of the members is from Costa Rica, maybe a couple of them, and then I forget where the other place, El Salvador, perhaps, is where the members are kind of split between. This came out. I made me a little note here. This came out in 2019. This is their full length. They had a EP and split that came out prior to this that I thought, but pretty solid slab of doom death metal. I would say it's more. I think it leans more to doom death than death doom. Sometimes I get those a little backwards, but it seems like it has a bit more of the doomy slower passages in that, but it's kind of like death metal infused into it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Next up, I believe this band is out of Chile as well. Let me check my notes. No, Colombia. This is I guess thrashy death metal out of Colombia. It is numbered out of 200 CDs, and I either have 36 or 86. I can't really tell there on the back where they have it numbered. This is their third, I want to say, release. They had a couple of demos that came out prior to this EP. This one is just entitled Ritual 1. This is like some occult sounding thrashy death metal. I mean, it's some evil sounding fiery stuff, but it just absolutely melted my face when I was checking it out prior to this coming in. I have not heard this entire release, so looking forward to spending some time with this. As you can see, it definitely has those occult themes going on there, so it's definitely going to be a very evil time listening to that one here in the future. Next up, a band out of Brazil that a lot of you are probably already familiar with. This is Grave Desecrator. I believe this is their sophomore full length entitled Insult. I know this has been released through a few different labels. This one is on Thanatophobia Productions. I'm not really sure. That's probably a new label to me. There's a wasp or something flying around in here. I'm going to let it live for now. If it bothers me, unfortunately, it's going to have to go. But if it doesn't bother me, we can coexist. Anyway, Black and Death Metal out of Brazil. This one kind of has mixed reviews from people. A lot of people weren't really into Insult. I think the third full length, a lot more people were liking. I like this one. I tend to like the ones that people kind of shy away from, but it's been out for quite some time. It's been out 14 years. I think it was well past the time for me to pick that one up. Next up, we have some Death Grind out of Poland, maybe? Yeah, Polish Death Grind. I remember seeing this, which is their newest release, shared around Bandcamp over and over, and I almost bought it, but the shipping kind of threw me away from picking it up the couple of times that I almost bought it. This is a band called, I'm going to butcher it, I already know, Hostia, and the name of this release is entitled Nails. This is the 2022 full length. I say full length, it barely, I think, clocks in above an EP length, but it's solid. If you're into death grind, if you're into grindy sounding filthiness, I didn't know it came in a slipcase. The only thing that only album artwork I remember seeing was this front of the jewel case here. If you're into death grind type stuff, definitely check this one out. It's just fast paced, in your face, filthy stuff. When I saw this on Paragon for $5, it's like, you know what? The shipping alone was costing me more than that when I tried to order it before. This was a no-brainer to throw in the cart. I also picked up 2 other releases from this band that we're going to see moving forward in the in this collection update. Next up, you guys know this one. This is Putrid Pile with Paraphiliac Perversions. There we go. Nasty, nasty stuff released through Severed Records. This one's been out for a little bit, 2015, 2016. I don't see a date here on the back, but it has to have been out for some time. I know Sean kind of gets has like a weird, it's kind of like a love-hate thing. Some people really love Putrid Pile, and then some people, because of the drum machine and programming and stuff, with it just being him, like solely him, especially performing live, it's one of those things where some people are kind of put off, but I absolutely love Putrid Pile. It's one of those bands that's just been growing and growing on me. I've had Collection of Butchery in my collection for pretty much since it came out, and that one kind of solidified my fandom of Putrid Pile, and I've been slowly knocking off the discography, and I saw this one on there, so I was like, you know what, we're gonna grab that one. That's another one that was kind of a no-brainer for me to pick up. Next up, we have another band out of Brazil. This is some straightforward death metal. Gets a little thrashy at times. This is Mortal Ways with their Enslavement Pandemic EP. This came out, I think, in 2021, right in the heart of the pandemic. So the themes on this, it's kind of like these alien overlords coming. That was definitely the feel for their 2020 full length, their self-titled, and they kind of kept that going with this 2021 EP. Very fitting for the time period that it came out. Very solid release. I like that full length a whole lot. I've listened to this online once. Really like this one as well. Definitely wanted to add it to the collection and spend a little bit more time with some Mortal Ways. Next up, we have another band out of Poland. This is Sphere with their latest full length. Came out, I think, 2020. Let me try that again. Came out, I think, 2022, entitled Blood Era. They have several full lengths that came out prior. If I can get it out of the plastic. I think they had like maybe 4 full lengths that came out before this particular release. This was my introduction though, and this one is pretty solid. Definitely like this one. Let me show you the kind of slipcase first, and then I'll show you the jewel case. Same artwork. I mean, I'm seeing some of this stuff for the first time with you guys. I've opened this box up and it's just been sitting here, and I've been wanting to throw them in the stereo, and I was waiting to do the video first. So this is me seeing the stuff on I guess the first time with you guys. So good stuff here. Kind of death metal. It's got this like eternal damnation kind of theme going on throughout this entire album. This kind of evil eternal damnation. Polish. The Polish death metal scene has like that particular feel down pat. I mean, they're so good at that. A lot of the bands are. Just going to pull the rest of the stuff out. As you can see, the box was packed up so tight. So thank you once again, Paragon Records. You guys always knock it out of the park with your shipping and stuff for me. Next up, we have another band out of Poland. This is a band called Grob, G-R-O-B. This is thrashy death metal. Almost has like a blackened vibe going on at times with this one as well. I'm not going to try to pronounce the EP title. It's Miesojera. So yeah, go figure that out. This came out, I think, somewhere around 2021 on Putrid Records or Putrid Recordings. I'm not sure what the actual name of that label is. There's a carnivore cover on this, and it sounds like you can feel the thrashy carnivore, not just in that particular cover, but in the entirety of their music. You can tell that is a definite influence on their sound, and I really like that. You guys know I'm a huge Peter Steele, Type O Negative fan, so when I saw that this had the carnivore cover of the song Carnivore, that is what kind of drew my attention and led me to checking these guys out, and I was pretty impressed. So it's pretty neat to see someone from Poland with their accents, kind of their little take on the Carnivore cover there. Next up, we have another release from the band Hostia. This one was a little bit easier to open. This one is also in a slipcase. This is the self-titled full length. This one came out in 2018. They had one other full length that came out in 2020. I did not see it on the Paragon site, so I will have to keep on hunting for that particular full length. But it was nice to knock off a big chunk of this band's discography in one little swoop there, and especially at a price like I got it for. I have not heard this full length yet. The majority of my listens to this band have been in that Nailed full length, so definitely another band that I'm going to be spending some time with. And then the artwork on this one is awesome. This is also from Hostia. This is the 2022 EP entitled Resurrected Meat. This one by far for me has the best cover art. And it's got that little gold foil, but I love that cover art on that one. So definitely looking forward. I will probably at least throw one of these in and give it a spin tonight. I mean, it is grind, so it will be kind of a short listen, especially the EP, but with that artwork, I mean, it has to be good. It absolutely has to be. I've got I think two more to show you guys, and then I'll wrap this up. We're already 20 minutes in. I've been a little long-winded on this one. My apologies. Next up, this is a band called Rebirth in Flames, another band out of Chile. I've been picking up a lot of stuff from South America lately. This particular update was a lot of Polish bands and South American bands. This is a blackened death metal band out of Chile. This is their 2018 full length entitled Lucifer's Cosmogony. Very, very dark sounding stuff, very hateful. This one has the black. They wear their blackened sound kind of on their sleeves. It definitely has a bit more of that black metal um, feel than some of the other blackened death metal releases that I picked up. It kind of leans a little bit more into that blackened territory. I mean, you definitely have to. You can get that feel from that cover art. They kind of get into that war metal type vibe, but it's just some heavy stuff. And I really, this was one that was new to me. Checked it out as I was looking through, and it just drew me in, and it was something that I knew I needed in my life after that first listening. And then the last but not least, this is a band that I've been getting into fairly recently. I picked up their newest EP and a split that they did with I think 4 other bands. I picked it up off of Bandcamp earlier this year. This was not available on their Bandcamp, I don't think, when I picked those 2 CDs up. This is a compilation of their earlier EPs. The band does not have a full length out yet. This is some brutal death metal. I believe the band is out of Pittsburgh. I believe they were originally out of Indiana and then ended up moving to Pittsburgh. I could be completely wrong on that. But this is Vulnificus with their Inexplicable compilation. I know that there's 2 prior EPs on this. I'm not sure what else that they've compiled on this particular compilation. There's 20 tracks, and it's just kind of fast-paced, brutal death metal. Eston Brown, the vocalist for this band, that's him right there. He has some absolutely sick, brutal death metal vocals. They're absolutely filthy, get a little gurgly at times, but I'm loving what he's doing with this particular project. Just heavy, nasty stuff, and definitely excited to have this one into the collection now to extend my Vulnificus discography in the collection. So that's all I've got for this video. As I said, Paragon will be linked up in the description. That way, if you saw something on here you want to go hunt down on their site, I'm sure if you don't want to go find these, you can find other stuff that you really like on their site as well. That's all I've got for today. I'm not going to lie to you and say when the next video is going to be, but I will see you guys soon. That's all I've got. Stay classy, stay metal, all that good stuff, and I'll see you fairly soon. I promise.